Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 2.37. Now, in this particular Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is helping us to understand the impact of practicing Asteya correctly and what happens over a period of time to our own personalities as we go on and on practicing Asteya. So let's take a look at the Sutra and start understanding it even further. So the Sutra itself goes, Asteya pratishthayan sarva ratnopasthanam. Alright, so this is the sutra itself. Now we're going to start breaking it up word by word to understand it a little bit better. So the first word over here, of course, is Asteya, and Asteya refers to not stealing, not trying to take something that is not ours, and just overall having a certain sense of honesty. Then coming to the next one, which is pratishthayan. So pratishtha as a word itself refers to the firm establishment of something. And even in the previous sutras where we were studying the impact of the first two yamas, we noticed that the word pratishtha would come up quite a lot. And the reason is that we're not just talking about a loose establishment. We're not just talking about something that's kind of practiced sometimes. No, this over here is referring to a very firm establishment, near perfection of the Asteya quality within a yoga sadhak that will then result in certain things. So here we have the pratishtha and we're talking about the firm establishment. Then moving to the next one, we're talking about sarva. Sarva, another very commonly used word in the Indian language. Sarva refers to all, and it's talking about all or everything. Then we come to the next word, which is Ratna. And here Ratna essentially refers to a jewel or some kind of jewelry. Ratna is a very popularly used word, especially for old jewels that we refer to, which were present individually. So Ratna refers to a jewel or some kind of treasure. And then we come to the final word, which is upastha or upasthit or upasthanam. So now over here, when we're talking about sarva ratnopasthanam, we're saying that something is present or has been presented before us. So the word upasthit, which appears in the Hindi language very often, refers to something being present. And here upasthanam also is referring to the presence or the showing of certain jewels and treasures. So that's why we're saying over here that the self-presentation or the presentation of. Now let's take a good look at what is the entire meaning of the sutra and what exactly is it trying to tell us. Now, if you start looking at the meaning of the sutra just by itself, it kind of sounds like a person who practices Asteya and has that firmly established will have all of these jewels presenting themselves before the person or appearing before the person. So when you look at it just as is, it might be a little difficult to understand what is the sutra trying to say, right? Because do actual jewels just present themselves to a person, or what are they exactly trying to say? Well, so the current commentators of the book that we follow, they believe that essentially what is happening here is that because a person is so honest, is not somebody who steals, is somebody who is very, very conscious of their belongings and how much they're taking in, such a person is considered to have high integrity. And this is very easy to imagine, right? Because Asteya refers to not stealing. So we're not being selfish, we're not taking resources, we're not taking time, we're not taking money, we're not taking affection. We're being very, very sincere about it. And of course, over a period of time, that kind of keeps, snowballing, and you become somebody that is seen as someone who has a lot of integrity, a lot of self-respect, somebody that is trustworthy. And such a person is the kind of person that would be entrusted to take care of certain resources, right? Because we know that this person is honest. This person follows Asteya and they're not going to cross a certain boundary. So what usually tends to happen is for treasuries, for trusts, and even for a large amount of funds, the kind of people we choose to manage them are people who have the value of Asteya deeply embedded in them. Think about it at your own level as well, right? If you're going to work with a CA or a chartered accountant, or you're going to work with somebody that is managing your funds, you want to know that that person has some kind of integrity or has a certain strong moral, ethical value system. Because if they don't, you're going to feel a little bit uneasy about the fact that they're managing so much of money or so many finances. And so we can apply the same philosophy, the same theory into this yogic space here, where, I mean, at the time that it was written, probably ratna or jewels were more largely considered to be treasures. And so the kind of people that managed them or worked with them were people that had indirectly, really accumulated the quality of Asteya. And so also we notice that a lot of saintly people, a lot of people who end up managing spiritual trusts are usually people who have that Asteya quality in them, who are not looking to make extra money or anything like that, but they're actually just taking care of the resources and the funds that exist already. So having that quality of Asteya makes a person quite grounded, quite in like having high integrity, and somebody that can be respected and looked up to. And that is why through the practice of Asteya day in and day out, over a period of time, we really become somebody that, people can look up to, people can trust. And that is why these so-called ratnas or these jewels keep presenting themselves before the person, and these resources just keep on appearing because everybody else trusts them so much that their resources end up coming to the person who is more saintly, who has more values of Asteya in their personality. So this is how we would describe Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 2.37. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, drop your comments in the comment section below, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We look forward now to seeing you in the next video or in our next class or workshop, and we can't wait to see you then. Until then, take care and we'll see you very soon. Namaste.